Couple stories on North Korea here. This from Dave DeCamp at antiwar.com. Deputy Secretary of State, that is Wendy Sherman, said the U.S. has offered dialogue with North Korea. And she said, we have offered to sit and dialogue with the North Koreans and are waiting to hear from them. I'm not sure when, she made this overture. The most recent overture made by the Biden administration was met with skepticism from the North Korean side, saying that unless you're offering some kind of different negotiation, not North Korea must denuclearize, then we're not going to engage in talks. And there's no indication that the U.S. is actually changing any of their positions with North Korea. They're just saying that they want to engage in talks with the North Koreans. And I think it's very possible that what the Biden administration is just trying to do is create a narrative where we're trying everything we can with the North Koreans, but they're just absolutely impossible to deal with. They won't negotiate with us, and so we gotta give up and continue in this hostile position, when in reality the U.S. is just coming back to the North Koreans, offering the same thing as before, which North Korea would be foolish to say yes to, because Kim Jong-un saw what happened in Libya. All right, but there is some positive news on the Korean front when we're just looking at diplomacy between the two Koreas. They reopened a dormant hotline between the two countries and held several conversations on those lines. It had been offline for over a year when North Korea, they blew up some kind of joint center with South Korea, and then they cut off the line because the United States, despite saying that they were willing to engage in talks with North Korea, ended up just kind of pulling the same old thing and saying that North Korea must denuclearize and give up everything up front. And so all the positive steps taken by North and South Korea, North Korea and the United States during the Trump administration fell apart towards the end of the Trump administration. Now, the Biden administration could have a chance to start something new, but they've essentially said that they're more or less sticking with the Obama policy, where we're going to continue to offer North Korea talks if they agree to denuclearize, but North Korea is not going to denuclearize without a massive change in the U.S. policy towards North Korea. Minus they might not be willing to do it. However, they may agree to some cuts and curbs on their nuclear program in exchange for the U.S. Release and sanctions. So I believe that's all we have on these on the North Korea thing. Moon Jae-in, the leader of South Korea, did say that him and Kim Jong-un, the leader of North Korea, have been exchanging letters for several months, and for whatever reason, letter writing seems to be a good way of diplomacy with the North Korean leader. Moving on to talk about U.S. and Russia, they're going to be holding some arms talks in Geneva starting this coming week. Don't have a lot of details on exactly what's going to be discussed here. The New START treaty was extended at the beginning of the Biden administration, so that's good. But that is a 5-year extension, and these treaties take a long time to negotiate. So if the U.S. would like to do something rather than just continue to extend New START, but work on an agreement that furthers to eliminate nuclear weapons, different classes, kinds of nuclear weapons, maybe something like ICBMs, we could hold these talks with Russia and have that be a result. We'll note that this is building on diplomacy. This is something that came as a result of Biden and Putin's meeting in the middle of June.